So like I'm using Mr. Skeleton here to help me out train, and I have to like prop up the attacks a certain way. But if you have like a staff, okay, what you could do is you could like put it in this capacity right here, put it up this way, leaning against something, so that you have like an item like pointing in this direction, and from there you can work on your various inside outside movements. You can work on your various blocks, blocking, like blocking, right? And then you can turn it either straight ahead or down this way, and you can work on this blocking. Then you can work on like the crane wing aspect, which is basically the wrist, right? Grabbing the wrist this way, moving it in, moving it out, manipulating the appendage along the way. Okay, that's one way you can like train your own way. You don't have to like go out and like buy yourself like one of the Wing Chun, like like the dummy with the hands and the legs and stuff like that. You don't have to do that. You can use something as like a stool, representing like a knee that comes up like this, and you can use a stool to block, do your checks and stuff like that. Check. You don't have to do that. Also, like the Wing Chun guys, one of the great things about the dummy is that it has like two appendages like this, and it has the various other appendages like this. So it allows you to do two hand work, right? This way, that way, this way. But one thing that you also have to do, or I would suggest doing, is the Chisao aspect. So once you establish contact, you stick, and you're always touching the opponent this way. So you're always touching the opponent, even when you're here. You're lifting up the opponent's arm, and only at the last moment do you come in and strike. Okay, so you want to do this kind of stuff. Touch. Then you can always hand off. You see, touch. Then hit. But you're always keeping contact. So when you have like that staff or that stick, which is an opposing barrier in front, you can just grab it. Even something like this, like following this, hitting here, then following it down here. But as you follow down, remember you're touching this. You're keeping control over the appendage as it comes in. So when the attack is like boom, you're hitting. You're not going hit and then release the contact and hit the opponent this way, because a good opponent, as soon as you hit this and you release, they'll feel the release and they'll attack accordingly. Okay, but if you keep contact, right, you block, and it's like, remember I told you, like, you train your own Chisao, you ride over your own arm like this. You're doing the same thing, right? You're coming here and you're riding down and you're hitting the opponent. You're riding down, you're hitting the opponent. You're hitting and you're following up. Okay, so you never leave contact of the limb once you get established the contact. And if the opponent decides to attack you or punch you along the way, or move back, you move back with them. So you're always keeping contact with the limb. That way, it's always a defense. If they punch you this way and you block, right, and your block is this way, if they move their hand up to try and come over, you move your hand up and you're blocking them, right? And then what happens is, once you establish this sticking hands, if you are the superior Chisao individual, then you're moving in and you're hitting them without them being able to hit you, because you've now excessively you basically stop them from attacking you. Because if they move in to attack you, you're blocking it, and at the same time you move in towards them and you continue to attack. So like if you were to look at the Wing Chun dummy, right, like this right here, right, when you attack, it's like boom. You don't necessarily have to do this or necessarily have to do this or change hands. You can go like this. You go boom, follow it down, hit, right? Boom, follow it down, hit, right? So you're always keeping contact of the attack this way. Okay, so different schools will teach different things, different instructors will teach different things. Listen to your instructor, because that's their way. That has worked with them. But then if you keep an open mind, right, also, what happens is you'll find that you'll be able to do certain things that schools may not teach you, okay? And you do this on your own. You do it, you research on your own. And then what happens is, then you go and you ask the instructor, why aren't we doing this when we do our techniques? And then your instructor will give you an explanation. Oh, it's because of the vulnerability that it creates for this, and that. Or, oh no, because we don't want to like get stuck in the stick, right? So like if we hit and we stick, then we don't have as much flexibility because now we lose this appendage because it's now being tasked to like keep in contact with the opponent's like limb, right? So go and check with your instructor, but when you train, do that. It's a simple thing. Set up a staff. Make sure it's mobile. It's not sticking. One staff like this. Set up a staff that's this way, or a stick this way, right? Set up a stick that's coming down at an angle this way. That way you have all angles of attack, right? Then what happens is it's a straight barrier. You're moving around the barrier, right? Moving around the barrier. You're touching the barrier. You're controlling the barrier. You're going to be moving the barrier, okay? So you move around the barrier. You're moving the barrier. You keep in contact with the barrier, not allowing it to move, and you come in and you're striking its base. Okay, so you're hitting, you're keeping control of the branch while you're attacking the base of the tree. Okay, so something to think about when you're training and you're training yourself. Again, this is just basic, a basic Kung Fu class. It's not like an advanced thing. And it's more like a thinking. Open your mind, look at this, study this, take whatever you can out of it. I could be wrong, you know. Go research it, get more information, get like second opinions, third opinions, fourth opinions, read books, and then make your own assessment. And then hopefully that will improve your martial arts accordingly, yeah? Okay, go ahead, train out there. Good luck. And again, thank you, Mr. Skeleton, for helping us out. Hopefully you decide to stay with us and you don't head off to like Hotel Goodwill or Hotel Trash. Okay, thank you. He said you're welcome.